Nick Diaz is making his return 2021, according to his coaches.
Yeah, I mean, it's great news for the sport. We got this legend of a fighter coming back who's really been in the game for a long time. He's always been an exciting fighter. Who do they throw at him? It's going to be a money fight regardless. Everyone's going to tune in. You know, it's his return fight, you know, over a ridiculous suspension. So the question is, who? What's going to be the fight that's kind of going to not only bring in the money, but actually matter? And I like the sound of Darren Till, maybe coming down from middleweight. Super tough fight for Nick, but not someone that's too high in the rankings. Obviously, we've heard names like George Masvidal been thrown around, but I just don't think Masvidal's going to want to take it because at the end of the day, you know, Nick has to work his way up, and Masvidal knows his worth right now.
First of all, anybody who says Masvidal is ridiculous. The guy just finished fighting for a title. Nick Diaz's last performance was an L, granted to Anderson Silva, which he was a clown in that fight. If you ask me, the whole laid down like I'm tanning look. So right now he's got to prove himself, right? He's got ring rust like never before. I think this is the longest anyone has ever taken to come back to do a return. I think Cruz might be the close second, but man, you're talking about 5 going on 6 years, right? What year was it? 2015?
Yeah, 2015.
Okay,
November.
you need to work your way up now. I don't even think Leon Edwards would be a contender for him. I think he needs to fight someone like, real quick before we get into it, Rolo, you got to give me the top 10 in the welterweight division just to see where we're at. Go shoot.
All right, we got with the champion himself, Usman. We got Gilbert Burns right after him, Colby, Covington, Leon Edwards, Masvidal, Woodley, Stephen Thompson, Damian Maia, Michael Chiesa, Rafael Dos Anjos, and Vicente Luque.
Like, I'd say top 10, but like on the far end.
Okay, so then Michael Chiesa, Damian Maia. I mean, those are two. You got to talk about two jiu-jitsu guys in Nick Diaz and Maia. I'm looking at number 11, Neil Magny. That might be interesting.
Neil Magny's, I would say Neil Magny right now. Neil Magny and Nick Diaz would be actually the fireest fight ever in my opinion.
I mean, Magny just came off an amazing win. He's number 11, so not too high, not too low, and it's a win-win for both fighters because you got Nick Diaz will be pretty much taking down a guy who's on a streak right now. And if Magny wins, what more resume do you want? You know, win over Nick Diaz.
For those of you that think Masvidal, because that's a talk that I've seen many times. First of all, guys, relax, okay? It's already upsetting me enough that Masvidal has a rematch with Nate Diaz. That's already upsetting enough to me, okay? You're talking about a fight that went one-sided. Why do I need a rematch to see that again? And if you give me Nate Diaz as a rematch to Masvidal, when his bro Nick shows up 2021 early, you're going to give him a fight too? What's next? At that point, if you ask me, throw McGregor at Nick Diaz too. That way, Nate fights a fighter twice and then fights his big bro as a third fight. And that way you go through the entire Diaz family and then you fight the family dog and then his mother after that. I don't care to see these things, okay?
All right, but look, in the world of MMA, we've had killers of dynasties. And in one example, we have Sakuraba, known as the Gracie killer. What if this is our generation Sakuraba in Masvidal being the Diaz killer?
All right, where are you from? Are you from Miami by any chance? Is that what's happening here? By the way, guys, these are your 305 boys, just so you know. So follow our hashtags if you want to know a little more about us. But Rolo and I are typical Miami Cubans, and you'll hear things like this from us.
Let's just be real for a second. There's two personalities. You have to have two personalities for this sport as a fan, and that's like the fighting aspect and the business aspect. I mean, yes, are there better fighters than Masvidal? Better fights than Masvidal? Of course. But what's gonna bring in the money? And what's going to make you say, without a doubt, I'm not missing this fight tonight? And Masvidal's one of those guys. I'm sorry.
That logic, but the problem with that is that by this logic, a lot of matchups will happen that do not go according to the ranking system simply because you're chasing the money. And I feel that if you're really into the integrity of the competitive aspect of MMA, you do not do these things. And you don't put Brock Lesnar against John Jones on his heavyweight debut. You don't do that because there's so many actual contenders at heavyweight. Point blank, if Nick Diaz is as big of a name as we think he still is, even though he's been absent for this long, then give him a fight to build him up. Give him Neil Magny, dude. Neil Magny, to me, is two things. A great draw, and it's Nick Diaz anyway. And then if he wins, bro, then you have you can do the money fight later. But for right now, give us an integrity move.
Well, yeah, Dana White's been getting a little smarter with things like that. I mean, he has a much bigger roster now, so he doesn't need to be throwing out a return fighter like that into such a big fight right away. So I can see him wanting to test maybe Nick first with like a fight like Neil Magny or something, someone in like the top 15. So I can see him doing that. I've been seeing Dana do his thing for years now, and like when he sees green, it's like nothing else matters. Like do you expect the Nick Diaz return? Like the Nick Diaz return is gonna be for sure a co-main event of a pay-per-view. for sure. But yeah, if it's a main event, I wouldn't even be surprised.
Vaya. Vaya.
How are you in the main event when you're in for 5 years? But would I be surprised? Not at all. Co-main event, for sure, guaranteed it's gonna be a co-main for a pay-per-view.
All right, man. So let's solidify this. Put Neil Magny, and I'll tell you why. Wait a minute. Why not Robbie Lawler, Nick Diaz? You said money, right? What about that rematch, right? The classic rematch. You don't think that's a money draw?
I just think you're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna lose a lot of casuals on that one. I really do. I mean, it's all about name and what's being talked about. Like Lawler is a what now? Nobody's talking about him. He lost, keeps losing.
Bro, I thought I was gonna have you on the show today as an MMA fighter, and now I'm getting a sucker for money. You're a sucker for money.
There's two sides to. You have to be split personality fan. And again, I agree with Neil Magny. I think in terms of the integrity of the sport and getting an exciting fight while still not skipping any guys in the top 5, for sure, Neil Magny. Now, you want to talk about an exciting fight that might also bring in the money and might really, really test Nick Diaz? Give the money to Darren Till. Let's bring him down to 175. See what's up.
Wait, hold on. You think Robbie Lawler is not going to be the draw that is going to be a worse draw than Till? You think Till is a higher draw?
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right, you heard it here, man. Rule says Darren Till. If not Neil Magny, I say the choice is Neil Magny for sure. But maybe Neil Magny deserves a top contender after his dominance of Robbie Lawler. So to our new subscribers, this is Raul.
Yeah, I go away for a couple of days. I moved into a new home. I got my new setup here. And I come back, and we're pop stars, y'all. What happened? No, but all seriousness, I want to thank the new subscribers. I hope you guys stick around. The channel's only gonna get better, and it's obviously thanks to you guys because we're much more motivated now with having so many new viewers. So thank you, and stick around.
All right, guys, you know what to do. Leave a comment and like, and for the new crowd, welcome, and for the ones that aren't new yet, become new, son.